candy paint with the white on top. Lambo doors or the woo up drop. If you busy plotting on what I got.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sun and Pop's Culture, episode 49. I'm Sun.
And I'm Pops. And I gotta say, that was not the smoothest sound check we've ever done. But
No,
here,
it was some technical difficulties.
but here we are, bringing it to you live, coast to coast.
What do we talk about for those new listening?
For those new listeners, what we do here at Sun and Pop Culture is bring you our take on movies, music, video games, comic books, literature, and a little slice of life. New meets old, East versus West, X versus Z, Sun versus Pops, Sun and Pops Culture, baby.
That's us.
That's
every
us.
week.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we have an Instagram and a new TikTok at Sun and Pop's Culture, where there's highlights and other stuff.
Chad freaking reviews.
Yeah, where we review fried chicken, where you review fried chicken.
Yeah, because fat boy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to see more of that stuff, just look us up on those apps at Sun and Pop's Culture.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to drop us a line.
Yeah, we'll always open.
Yeah, slide into our DMs, however you young guys say. So where are we starting, son?
We will start where we always start, with this week's drink.
This week's drink. To those of you who don't know, this week's drink started off as a 21-year-old's quest to find his favorite drink. And after many drinks and several years, we've come to the conclusion that we will just drink what we feel like drinking. So what do you got for the people this week, buddy?
This week, we have Stella Artois.
Stella Artois. My man. You ever drank Stella before?
I have.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever done it for the show.
No, I don't think so.
But we've had it together before.
Yeah, your Uncle Jason's a big Stella fan. I know a few other people too. What is it? So what made you pick Stella this week?
I was in the store last night and I wanted a beer, but I don't like drinking the same stuff, over and over. And I saw it and I was like, oh, I haven't had this in a while.
Right.
Like in a while. I don't know when the last time was. So, and I knew I liked it, and I got it. So that's how we got Stella Artois.
Do you know anything about the history of Stella? Because I see Stella and I always think of the Dos Equis guy, and so it's obviously not the same thing. Like all I know is that guy told me he drank Stella Artois at a Christmas party, and I just fell out by the way he said it. No, actually, he said he didn't drink it. Remember, he said, I brought that Stella Artois. He's like, feel free to help yourself, but I'm just trying to get his eye. And I was like, oh, I said, okay, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
But well, I don't have Stella this week, bud.
Oh.
Oh man, long story short, was at church yesterday, and for the flea market, and your Aunt Heather came to pick up Harper because Harper volunteered, and she started talking to me about Crown Royal now house seltzers, and I was like, really? And they have all these flavors. So then your cousin Renee showed up. So you have Renee on one side of me and your Aunt Heather on the other side, and they've never met. And I think they may be best friends now because they were talking about Crown Royal and seltzers. And I was like, well, Heather's the drink champ. And Renee was like, you think so? And I was like, she said, you coming to the family reunion? And I said, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. So anyways, your Aunt Heather tells me about the seltzers that Crown Royal makes. I tell your mother. So today she stops at the liquor store and says, I'm gonna go in here and see if they have those seltzers. But if they have Crown Peach, I'm just getting that. Are you okay with that? And I said, that's fine. So then she comes out and she pulls out a bottle of Crown Peach, and I'm like, cool. But then she pulls out a bottle of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. And I went, huh? And she was like, you know how you always mix your honey whiskey with lemonade? That's what this is in a can. And I was like, oh shit, I'll try it. So tonight, that's what I have for the people. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. No, they don't sponsor us. Because you
Not
know
yet.
that I'm drinking it because they're paying me for it. No, not quite. But I love lemonade. So free, alcohol free or otherwise, I love it. So that's what I'm drinking. So we'll see.
They also make that with like Coke.
Yeah.
I've seen boxes of those.
Well, your mom said it was 14 something for four cans.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How do people?" I said, "Well, you're paying for the convenience, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and you would never have a party and stock a cooler with those. You'd
Mm-hmm.
put a fucking bottle of Jack and a bottle of whatever in there. Like
Yeah.
you would never. I mean, if you did, God bless you. But
Good for you.
the parties I have, you better go ahead and mix that stuff up
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not paying for your convenience.
Get a red solo cup.
Yeah, exactly, bud, exactly. So
All your
somebody,
supplies for that to host a party would be a
yeah,
fraction of
a
just
fraction
four.
of like, yeah, you get if you bought two 4-packs, you're at $30. If you bought a thing of Tennessee honey and some lemonade, you're at like $30. And you could
And
like
the
have
cups.
and have a party. You could have an actual party.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna drink probably all 4 of those myself.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
I will say I like that
ooh,
long story you gave
oh
to
yeah,
just to say the drink that you weren't even talking about in this.
hey, you know what? But I tell stories, okay? You
I
know
know,
that.
but at the end, like when you finished and
You were
you
like,
showed your can, I was like, that had nothing to do with the
well,
churchyard sale
well,
or any
it
of
did
that.
so because that's what led us to the place.
Okay, it led you to
Yeah,
the liquor
yeah. I
store,
guess I could have. Yeah, I could have been like me and your mom went to the liquor store,
and
but
she, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I felt it was necessary to explain how we even knew about the seltzer. I felt that Heather and Renee's interaction was key to the story for some reason.
Okay,
Because I will
okay.
pay money if Heather shows up at the reunion
Oh,
and
that
hangs
would be
out with
funny.
Renee. That would be awesome.
That would be
And
funny.
Harper. Harper's so sweet. She gave everybody a hug when she left. And I was like, that is just like the sweetest. Like my niece, I'm like, she's just the sweetest little girl. Because you know how quiet she was about it too. She just like got up, gives
Mm-hmm.
me a hug, and I'm like, Harper's telling everybody goodbye. I was like, it just like slowly walked over and just like gave everybody hugs. And she gave your pap a hug, and he don't know how to act. He was completely taken off guard that this little girl was coming to give him a hug goodbye.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, okay. I'm like, my dad. But she's a sweet girl. But so yeah, I guess I did take the roundabout way, but that's what I do.
But
That's what
that
I
was
do.
this week's drink,
Yeah,
folks.
that was this week. We even drink it yet. So hey, cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Cheers. Enjoy your Stella Artois. Yeah, that's pretty good. Definitely needs ice. So I took a sip right from the can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took a sip from the can and it was a little bit syrupy, so I grabbed some ice.
So
Yeah.
now basically you'd be pouring it in a cup with
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah. Yeah. So just
So it defeats the whole purpose of getting the can.
yeah, it's too syrupy. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
might as well just make it yourself. But hey, we learned something today, bud. And
It was worth trying. It
it
was worth
was. It
trying.
was. And the funny thing is your mom's the one that bought them, but she bought them for me to experiment with when and she never did say if they had the seltzer. That's the thing. She never actually told me if they had the seltzer. So, but
The
that's your mom.
$1 million question.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, did anybody win a Powerball? Speaking of,
I haven't heard anything.
because if they didn't, that means it'll hit $1 billion this week. Maybe I'll play. Maybe I'll play now.
Maybe.
I'll try. I'll try and give people a chance, bud.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to give them a chance before I go put my $2 out there. I want to give people a chance to change their lives because I'm good. If I hit the Powerball, not much is going to change. I saw this thing on Instagram on how to keep your money, and that's just what I'll do. So nothing in my life will change.
Instagram.
Hey, this dude had it figured out on how to keep your lottery winnings.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what you do. I told your pap this. I told him yesterday. So after I win the Powerball, I'm going to call everybody in our family and I'm going to plead for their help. And I'm going to say I'm in dire, dire straits and I need money. Anything could help. $100, $1,000. I just need your help. And then as they tell me no, I'm going to put a check by their name. As they tell me no. And then the next day, I'm going to call them back and go, guess what? I won the Powerball. And I double dog dare him to ask me for some money. I'll be like, oh, you want what? Oh,
that's a good moral test.
Yeah, I'll be like, yesterday I said anything to help. So we'll see. We'll see. when I win. Love my family, but just saying. I used to say if I won, I'd get a debit card, and I'd put like,
Oh, you did say that.
yeah, I'd put 10% of the winnings on a debit card, and I'd make multiple copies, and then I just give them out, and it'd be a free for all. And I'd be like, when it's gone, guys. So you just need to work that out.
That's like Lord of the Flies type stuff, because there'd be some people just
Could you imagine?
spending.
Well, you can only spend so much on a debit card a day. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, you can only withdraw. You can spend, but you can
Mm,
only withdraw so much.
yeah, you're right.
So people be like making crazy purchases on a debit card, but you can't buy that with a debit card.
Yeah, yeah.
They'd be like, you
But
just tried to
I-
buy a Tesla. I don't think you can do
with a
that
debit card.
with your debit card, with your prepaid debit card. They'd be like, wait a second. Mm. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Like it'd be like just all need to come together and work it out.
Hmm.
But just like let's say there's $10 million on there, guys, and there's 30 of you. Like think about that. You could all be good. You know. Hmm. Yep. I remember when I worked mental health, and I guess we'll get started. But when I used to work mental health work, we had to take the guys grocery shopping,
Yeah.
and there were multiple homes, right? We said there were multiple homes, and we had one account at Sam's Club. And when the money would go in there for the Sam's Club, it would be like a race for each house to get to Sam's Club because whoever got there first got the most stuff for the
Hmm.
house. So you'd like load your card up and like hope that the other people didn't beat you there. Like it'd be like you'd be at the checkout and they'd be like $2,000 and they'd be like, "You gotta put some stuff back, sir." Like what? Like yeah, it was pretty wild, and it was every month
That's
like
a
fight.
terrible setup.
Oh, it was horrible, and that was actually an improvement on what it used to be. It used to be worse than
Wow.
that. Yeah, it was crazy. It was so crazy because they used to just shop at Giant Eagle, which was Giant Eagle
Hmm.
prices, and we'd be like, "Why don't
For
you just get
those who
this?"
don't know, that's like,
Oh,
what
that's
is that a
what Kroger.
Pennsylvania
That's like
thing?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
Kroger's.
it's like Kroger's or whatever. What do you have out there? Ralph's.
Yeah,
You know,
which Kroger's own.
oh,
Yeah,
Kroger's
it's
owns Ralph's.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's a
Okay,
Pennsylvania Kroger's.
yeah. Well, actually, yeah, yeah, and and they so we talked them into getting Sam's Club because we should buy in bulk with the number of people that are being fed. So we actually, as a staff, talked them into it, and then it just made it worse. Shane and them would go and buy like 6 pounds of ground beef, and then throw the whole thing in the freezer. And I'd be like, guys, why did you put 6 pounds of ground beef in the freezer?
Yeah,
Like, why didn't you break this up? What do you mean? I'd be like, we
that's
can't cook this much ground beef in one
yeah.
sitting. It was just nonsense, the stuff that they would do. Because it was a house full of men,
Mm-hmm.
like where the staff. It was so crazy, just
House
craziness.
full of
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the staff,
The staff. Yeah.
mentally immature.
Oh, we were
Not
mentally immature.
everyone. Not everyone.
Yeah,
Not everyone.
emotionally immature, mentally immature. Hey,
Yeah.
when we got the case of Minute Maid juice boxes and the staff drank them in a day, I was like, guys, seriously, just drank a whole case of Minute Maid juice boxes. I was like, you're fucking terrible, just terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, they're good, they're bomb, dog, they're bomb. I was like, oh my gosh. But anyways, yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. So,
So you want to
what's
get
up?
into the news
Yeah, let's get into it. There is very important stuff. I mean,
since the last episode.
since the day after the episode, I mean, we have the Emmys,
Mm-hmm.
which are like highlights. Emmys, I think, are high points. But
Mm-hmm.
then we have the strike. We have Comic Con
I think we
news,
should
like
start about with that.
with the strike. Okay,
Yeah. That's the serious stuff.
yeah.
Okay, people, if you didn't know, SAG-AFTRA, and
What is SAG?
that is the Screen Actors Guild in American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. It's the Actors Guild.
Mm-hmm.
They went on strike last week or a couple days ago.
Couple days ago, like Thursday.
Mm-hmm. And it's the first time since 1960 that two, guilds in Hollywood went on a double strike. And the president of the SAG Guild at that time was Ronald Reagan
Wow, that's crazy.
in
That's
1960.
ironic. That's very ironic. I didn't
It
know
is
that
the
because
only good thing he did.
Did you know how he handled the TSA strike when they went on strike in the
Mm-hmm.
80s? He
Mm-hmm.
fired everyone.
Yeah.
So that's
Very,
interesting.
very ironic. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
That's when you're still, but anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first time a double strike since 1960. And uh the guild, I didn't know this because I was reading a Vox article. The guild has 160,000 members
Wow. Wait, the Screen
compared,
Actors.
yeah, and
Wow.
the American Motion Picture and
Hmm.
Television Producers, and
Hmm.
that the Writers Guild, which is also on strike, we talked about it a while ago. Um, they have 20,000 members.
Mm. Wow. Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, this is really big.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, break it down to him. So the screenwriters have been on strike now for about a month.
No, since May
So
2nd.
yeah, it was like right
So
after you moved out there, the
yeah,
strike
so like
happened. Yeah.
yeah, so like 2.5 months now.
So, and the last time it lasted 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that strike cost the state of California how much money?
2 billion, I think they said.
Yeah, because it was costing them like what, a million a day, something absurd, something
Something
absurd.
crazy, something
Yeah,
crazy.
and it cost the state $2 billion.
Yeah.
200 days in 2007
Mm-hmm.
cost them $100 billion. I mean, $2 billion. So now it's 2023. It's two guilds.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine
I
the
can't
money
either.
because they said, Joe, buddy, I heard that there were actors on red carpets. Found out that the strike had started, they just walked off.
They just walked, yeah.
They just
Oh
walked
yeah,
off the red.
so
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, people no more promotions for
Mhm.
the movies coming, like, Barbie and Oppenheimer. That's not
Yeah.
happening. Any other stuff.
Yeah.
The Blue Beetle, I just saw, which that movie's gonna bomb even worse
Yeah.
now because
Yeah.
now they're not doing any marketing, and
Yeah.
no red carpets, like you said. Like
Yeah.
that's none of that's gonna
Yeah. It
happen.
means like nobody on Jimmy Fallon, nobody
Well,
on
that's
like.
no, that's been done since the writers.
Oh, really?
They
Oh,
they haven't
wow. I
done
didn't.
any talk shows,
Oh,
no,
wow. Wow.
because
Okay.
it's
Okay. Yeah.
writers and
They
stuff.
do have to write it.
Yeah,
Wow. That's so crazy.
but yeah,
Yeah.
no interviews, like no like
Yeah.
ET Hollywood or whatever.
That's so crazy.
No press. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Hollywood's basically at a standstill. And they said what the directors guilds contracts about to be up soon too. So there's a
Hmm.
possibility of there being three strikes at the same time.
I don't know if
And
that's ever happened.
but this is like fucking what do they call that?
It's historical.
Shift. Paradigm shift is happening
Mm.
right now. And it's crazy because I saw a leak. They said something leaked where the studios were saying when it was just the writers, the studios were saying we're basically going to outweigh them because in
Hmm.
5 months their mortgages they won't have enough money saved up. They'll have to come back to work. But then this shit happened. They're beat, and if they don't know they're beat, like,
Well, I don't know because Bob Iger,
mm-hmm,
CEO of Disney, he said that the actors' demands are not realistic. He said that the morning of the strike, when he was like on Good Morning America or
yeah, yeah,
something,
yeah. So,
and
but so,
and this strike, happened this week. I think yesterday, his contract got extended to 2026 for
yeah,
$27 million a year.
right, right. Like their demands are unrealistic. Their demands are they're like just don't use my fucking likeness and use AI to take my job.
Hmm.
But we'll pay you $27 million to say I don't think there should be any more Disney Plus shows. Like, bruh, buddy, look, you know how we get down here. It's Union
I
Strong in this
know,
house. It's Union
I
Strong.
know, I
So,
know.
so I'm just saying, what are the demands? How are they unrealistic? I
So
mean,
I don't know. I just know like the
yeah.
big thing, like you said, is AI and likeness.
Hmm.
Like not they want guidelines with that.
I mean, as they should.
Yeah, you shouldn't be because you can mimic someone's face now and deep
Yeah.
fake and
Deep
use
fakes.
the
Like,
voice. Yeah.
well, that's a touchy subject because, like, it's going to sound weird, but I read BJ Penn's biography like 10 years ago. And there's this brief part where he mentions selling his likeness to the UFC. And
Mm-hmm.
he's just like, just blows it off. And I was like, that's kind of crazy that the UFC makes their fighters do that so they could use them on games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but you gave up your rights to your likeness. Like, that's a big deal, especially if like you're an actor. You can't do that because
Yeah.
you know, like that's
Yeah,
why
this is the
like
money maker.
yeah, this is literally like my likeness is how I eat. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's like if you see stuff like I remember when the Avengers game came out, they made the characters look just enough like the movie characters, but not enough like them where you could say that's Scarlett Johansson, that's Chris Evans. And I'm like, that's really funny. Like that's just funny because that's how you avoid paying them, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's this is very, very interesting. I mean, the stuff with the streaming and revenue from streaming and how Netflix, like no one ever knows what their numbers are. All we know is that if Netflix tells us this is the number one show on Netflix, that's all we know. We don't know how many
Yeah.
people actually watched it. And that's the thing. The actors are like, well, yo, and the writers are like, well, yo, like, what is this? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I was telling your mom last night, and I told your sister too, like, if we just say Netflix has 200 million customers, and they do, and each one pays $10 a month, which we know they pay more,
Mm-hmm.
that's $2 billion a month they make. It's $2 billion a month. Now we don't know where their overhead is, but
Mm-hmm.
they're literally making $2 billion a month on subscriptions. I can't imagine they're struggling to pay their bills. Like I can't. Like even if
Mm-hmm.
they like we paid $10 million to get all 11 seasons of Friends for the next 2 years. Well, you'll make that back tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna lose it. And that's why, like I was saying, I feel like Netflix, their new thing with the subscriptions is like one of those like we have to like show growth, for our shareholders because it's literally like their last way to make money. Because I feel like everybody who has a subscription that wants a subscription has a subscription. So the only way for them to generate more subscriptions is to now start fucking with the people who are piggybacking on other people's subscriptions, because eventually it just maxes out, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like everybody that wants is going to have it, and then it's going to plateau, and then this is
Yeah.
just what you're going. This is what you're going to make. You know. So they're like, well, what can we do? And they're like, oh, I know what we'll do. We'll start charging you for like your device if you're not actually at your house using it, which is kind of crazy. Because
Mm-hmm.
Courtney was talking about it. She said they like tried to charge her for using her Netflix like somewhere else, and she's like, no, it's my account and this is me. And I get 4 devices. So, like, if I'm on one of my devices, I'm not paying extra just because I'm not sitting on my couch. And I'm like, yeah, that's madness. But,
Yeah.
anyways, I digress. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. It's just crazy to me. The
It
whole
is
thing's just
crazy.
crazy.
It is.
Yeah. But
It is.
yeah. Which takes us into Comic Con or no?
Yes,
Yeah.
we said no press and stuff
Yeah. No
since the
panels.
short no well, because of no press, that means no a lot of no celebrity, actors and stuff will be at Comic-Con doing panels and other stuff.
Yeah. They said what it was funny is Marvel canceled their big Hall H one prior to the actors
Mm-hmm.
yeah, prior to the actors strike, but I think it was after the screenwriters strike. They canceled their big one. That's always their big, like here's our
Yeah,
timeline.
yeah.
Here's the cast of such and
It's like
such.
what a lot of people look forward to
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like
every
I'm like,
year.
wow, this is gonna be a comic book and collectibles Comic Con because there aren't gonna be all the other pop culture stuff going on. Like
Yeah,
literally, like, and that's kind of crazy.
it is.
Like, that's really kind of like it's. I mean, I was talking to Colin, owner of Pittsburgh Comics, and he said, I don't know, I kind of like the idea because it takes it back to what it was. And I'm like, yeah, but if you were someone who was, that's why you were going, was for that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. What do you do now?
Yeah.
Like,
And
because
just think about all the money the
yes,
organization got
yes,
because of
and,
that stuff.
yeah.
They have to cancel a whole
I mean,
bunch
buddy,
of panels.
could you imagine if somebody at Marvel or DC or Disney got the bright idea to be like, well, we can just go out there and make the announcements, like the executives, the fans would be like, I'm gonna kill you. You
Yeah.
ruined my summer. This is your fault. Like,
Well,
because
that's
it
why they're not
is.
doing that.
Yeah. I wish though. Some executive all drunk, pissed off at the world, like, I'll go, I'll
Yeah.
do a presentation. Please do. I'll be like, I just saw a guy get
They would
lynched.
get
It
Rotten
was amazing.
Tomatoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, oh, somebody threw a shoe. Oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. And then there'd be a mob,
Mm-hmm. Oh my
especially in
God.
the summer heat.
Oh, the summer heat and a bunch of
Um,
nerds that aren't wearing
yeah.
deodorant. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You
Get
going
bad in here.
feral.
Yeah, we'll be in there like shopping around casually and be like, man, these people look real stressed out. Like we
Yeah.
weren't because we're going on Sunday, so we weren't hitting any panels anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, that's not going to really affect us, except there might not be as many books to buy because people are going to have more time to shop.
I know.
Could you imagine that? I'm wiped out. I'm like, what do you mean? Today's supposed to be the day for me.
Yeah. It's definitely a merch heavy celebrity, like getting the
Yeah.
autographs from like the DEC
Yeah.
list celebrities.
Yeah.
Comic Con this year.
Baby Boba might be a hit this year.
He
I'm like, look
might
at Baby Boba.
hitting his stride.
I'm like, is that Baby Boba? He'll be like, big time now, baby. I'm
Yeah,
like,
20
yeah,
years
man.
later.
Yeah, he'd be like, these strikes are my best friend. I'd be like, I can see that. $50 for an autograph. Well, I didn't tell you. So I'm talking to your Pap yesterday about Still CityCon, August 16th, people, Pittsburgh, PA. And I'm taking your grandma so she can see Mike Tyson. And your Pap goes, Mike Tyson's coming to Comic-Con? I said, yeah, Dad. I said, they're not like the ones you used to go to with me when I was a kid, just a hotel room with a bunch of comic books. I was like,
yeah,
it's a big deal. They're a celebrity. He was like, come on. I said, Dad, you gonna ride? He said, yeah, I think I will. I was like, but my face, I was just
he's
like,
gonna say something to Mike Tyson.
Your Pap,
say something absurd.
Your Pap. He'll be like,
doesn't
Mike,
even make sense.
He'll be like, I bit a guy's ear off once too. It'll be something ridiculous. And I'll be like, Dad, what are you doing?
Why would you say that?
Yeah, he will. He'll be like, he ain't that big. I'll be like, Dad, don't. Don't. He's gonna knock your head off your shoulders.
Yeah.
But he said he's gonna roll. Because I was
cool.
like, I said, I don't know if I'm getting their autograph, Dad. It's like 200 or something. He said, I'll go in with you. I said, for a birth, you'll go in with me for the $200 autograph. So your grandmother and your grandfather are going to go to Still CityCon with me. I can't believe it. They haven't taken me to a Comic-Con since I was 12. So I'm just like my mind is blown, and they're not ready. They're not ready for what it's become.
Oh yeah, the amount of people.
Because I said, Dad, there's stuff now. I said, there's like food. He's like, oh, there's like stuff. There's all kind of. He was like, there's all kind of stuff. I said, yeah, Dad. I didn't even have to say what it was. He just was like, oh, okay, all kind of stuff.
More than just comics.
Yeah. He's gonna be like,
he's about it.
He'll be like, this is kind of groovy, man. It's groovy. I'll be like, yeah, Dad. Nerds rule the world right now. It's our time to shine. So,
did you see all the celebrities that are gonna be there?
Are they going to be there?
Steel City. They're doing autographs.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, they're not promoting anything. They're just. Yeah. There's going to be a lot, right?
Like, well, Mike Tyson's like the big headliner. Andy Serkis.
What?
Yeah, if
Ted Lasso?
No, Andy Serkis.
Oh, Gollum.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
He's gonna be there. Marissa Tomei.
Woo-wee.
That's she was just Aunt May.
Yeah, she was that. Yeah,
listening.
Academy Award winner Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, she's gonna be there. I was like, wait, what? Billy D. Williams is gonna be there.
Yeah, Lando. They call me Lando. Yeah.
William Shatner. He's been there before.
Oh, Shatner's back.
He's
back. It's gonna be fucking insane.
Jason Lee. I just saw that.
Oh yeah, you mean from Chasing Amy?
Yeah,
my man Banky.
Yeah. Method Man.
Yeah, Meth's gonna be there.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I Still CityCon is trying to be something.
And then Lucas from Stranger Things too.
Really? Hey.
Yeah.
Well, the whole cast was there last time.
No,
it was a lot of them.
No, Dad.
The one. But look,
it was not a lot.
Mandy spent $1,000 on autographs. That's the truth, because it was like the one with the mouth. He was there.
I don't think he was. It was like what? Okay, it was. I think it was Lucas, and then like the one kid with the curly hair.
Yeah, him.
So that's like 2.
And
out of like that's 8-man cast.
That's half of the original 4.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Like they didn't have everyone. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I just thought those were like big names. Still CityCon. If you don't know, it's in Pittsburgh. check it out if you're in town. You want to get into the Emmy nominations?
Yeah, yeah. On a positive note,
Yeah, on a positive note, I just, went through each one. Basically all you need to know is I feel like in every major category or every category, Succession or White Lotus has a nomination.
really.
Oh yeah, there's one. It was like best. It was like, leading or like supporting actor in a drama series. I think Succession had like 4 nominations or something
Are you serious?
crazy.
Look,
Yeah.
I watched Succession with your mother like the first season. It was
Not
good.
you watched a couple
I watched
episodes,
a
I
couple
think.
episodes.
Yeah.
No, we finished it though. She finished
Oh,
it,
I don't
but
know.
it's good. But I wasn't.
Well, maybe it gets better. Like
I
a
wasn't.
lot better.
I mean, I did say that Kieran Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's brother, should definitely get the role for the next Tony Stark. I truly believe it. But whatever. If you watch him,
I'm
you'll be
not
like,
rolling my eyes at him. I'm talking about them doing another Tony Stark within his
hey,
lifetime. Wow,
I'm
he's
just
his
saying.
age.
I mean, what are they gonna do? Keep using that de aging technology on people? Like,
No,
I mean, 'cause they have to eventually recast. Like, there's a reason why there's A-list characters and B-list characters and C-list characters, and when they start like, everybody can't be what James Gunn did and make you care about characters that nobody cares about.
I
So they're going to
know.
eventually have to go back to the well and bring back the people that we loved in the beginning. I
Well, I
mean,
think that the superhero genre will be kind of dead by that time
you think
with the way things are looking,
what's going to take its
at least from
place?
I don't know, but
Pirates,
something always
Pir-
takes its place. We had cowboys, we had gangsters, we
we
have
did,
our era superheroes, and
yeah,
something will be dead.
we
I
had
mean, it will be
pirates,
dead and something will
we
replace
had
it.
pirates.
We had
I don't, yeah,
did we have no,
we just had Pirates of the Caribbean,
yeah, that was it. That wasn't like a
and
whole
we had a bunch of pirate shows. Your uncle
okay.
Chet watched every one of them, but there weren't a lot of pirate movies.
No, I don't I don't know.
Hmm. I don't know either, but I'm just saying if they ever were to recast Tony Stark,
Okay.
I would like to see that young man play Tony Stark.
That's fair.
He,
People do love him in that show.
he's really good. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
He got a nomination. I mean,
Everybody in that show is really good. I just
hmm
wasn't like, oh, I gotta watch the next episode of Succession. But it,
gotcha.
yeah, but yeah, but
So can I say like I I have like 2 categories written down
okay.
for like the nominations.
Oh
I just want to hear like what you think will win, what you want to win, what you think will win.
okay, hit
And
me.
before I say it, we recommended a good bit of these shows. So
Of
if you
course we
haven't
did.
watched,
Yeah, the Sun and Pops bump. It's a real
yeah.
thing, people. Did you see that link I sent you about Ludacris? He was
Oh yeah,
directly responding to the shit that we say.
he does.
I was
Yeah,
like, Luda listens. He knows. He
he
knows that we
knows.
know. He know. He's like, it's about money, okay? I was like, yep,
hmm
exactly. We know,
He
Luda. We know.
knows. So for outstanding drama series, we have Andor,
Mm-hmm.
Better Call Saul, The
Mm-hmm.
Crown, House of the Dragon, The Last of Us, Succession, The White Lotus, and Yellow Jackets.
Succession's
And
gonna
we
win.
watch half of those. So
Yeah.
you think
Success.
Succession will win?
Yeah, I'd like to see Better Call Saul win because it hasn't won yet. I'd love to see Andor win. I'd love to see Andor win, but
That
it's
would
not
be
going.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not going to. Better
I'm
Call
just happy
Saul.
it got a nomination.
Yeah,
Very
that's huge.
surprised.
That's momentous.
hmm
But I feel like Better Call Saul. I'd love to see it win because it was that good. But I feel like it's going to be Succession. It shouldn't be White Lotus. I watched White Lotus to see what the hype was about. It's good, but
hmm
again, it was just okay. It was good, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't watch. I
Also,
didn't.
this is Succession. This is the last season. It's not, I mean, last year's season, not
It's not this
this.
final season.
No, no, because the
Okay.
way the deadline works.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you explained that. Can you explain that to
Oh,
the people?
yeah. So the way the Emmys deadline is, it's like May. So like if the season of the show you're watching or whatever isn't out by May of, 2023, then it can't be up for nomination. Like it can't be submitted for nomination. So like Succession and stuff, this last season was ongoing before May. It wasn't. I actually I forget, but yeah. Anyway, it had to be before May 2023. So like shows that came out in June, like The Bear season 2, that won't be this year. That'll be for next year.
Yeah. So when we get to the part where we talk about the Bears nominations, it's for season 1,
Yeah.
which is like a weird because we just watched season 2.
And
But
I don't know why it's that way because it is confusing. So like next year we're obviously gonna see the Bear nominations again, but it'll be
yeah,
for season 2, even though we'll be like, wait, we
yeah,
don't have a season 3
because you figure the last episode of Better Call Saul aired last year.
in September. Yeah, in
Yeah.
September.
So to me,
And,
it's like, what do you mean Better Call Saul? But yeah, that was the final season.
mm-hmm,
Last September was the last episode.
yeah,
So
they don't do it like the Oscars where it's January to January.
yeah,
It's a weird cutoff. I don't know why, but
yeah, that's why you'll notice that
they
Oscar
actually
bait.
they probably do it for how the old network shows used to be, like
Yeah,
fall
mhm.
premieres to
Yeah,
spring.
yeah,
That's probably
yeah.
why,
That's probably
actually.
why. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely why. Now that you say it like that, but no one
I
does it
just thought
now.
of that. Yeah.
Network TV still does that, but streaming is whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Cable is whatever. They're like, oh, we're on a premiere Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
after Christmas. Okay. But yeah, so I'd like to see Andor win. I'd really like to see Better Call Saul win because because what that show became. I mean, it was good from day one, but
Mm-hmm.
when that thing started moving, it
It
was like,
it was
whew,
moving. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
And
Saul Goodman, man, Saul Goodman.
criminally underrated somehow. Even though it's
Yeah,
praised, I
yeah,
feel like
yeah,
it
but
doesn't get the attention it
yeah,
deserves. I don't
yeah,
know. And also
yeah,
for Better Call Saul, including this year's nominations, they have a total of 53 nominations, no
and like
wins,
no wins.
no wins, not a
Wow,
single win.
wow, that's crazy.
53 nominations.
Wow, so it's not going to win this year.
It
It'll
needs
be
something. I don't know. It needs at
yeah,
least one.
yeah. I don't.
That is criminal.
And Succession, I know Yellow Jackets isn't winning. It's not even. I mean, they're happy to be nominated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's gonna be and it's gonna be between White Lotus and Succession, but I think it's gonna be Succession.
I think
White,
it'll be Succession too.
yeah. No, I
I
didn't watch.
honestly want to say Better Call Saul might swoop in, but I
Wouldn't that
think
be
it's gonna be
nice?
Succession.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That was for drama.
That was for drama. Now this is for comedy. Our standing comedy series is Abbott Elementary,
Mm-hmm.
Barry,
Mm-hmm.
The Bear,
Mm-hmm.
Jury Duty,
Mm.
The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Again, it's every fucking year, bud, and
Mm-hmm.
no one watches that show,
Yeah.
and it wins. That's the thing.
And it
She'll probably
wins.
win. She'll
Yeah.
win.
If
Yeah.
if you didn't listen, that's the person starring in that show is the new Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Only Murders in the Building,
Yeah.
Ted Lasso,
Yeah.
and then Wednesday.
Okay, so here's my question for you. So Ted Lasso, that's for the final season, or is that for?
I think
No,
so.
that's for
No,
it's
because it started in March. So yeah,
the
it's
final
it's
season.
it's for the final season. Yeah.
It won't win. It
You
was good.
think
No, it was good, but
Ted
it won't
Lasso
win.
usually wins?
Yeah, no, but I don't think it's gonna win.
Hmm.
I don't.
Oh wait,
No,
no, I forgot the Bear. I think the Bear's gonna win.
yeah, I think the Bears gonna win because we can
It's the Bear.
see from season 2 the effect that the Bears had on the culture. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling like the Bears gonna win.
Yeah.
The Bears
I want
should
the Bear
win.
to win, and I think it will.
You know
Even
what
though
show?
it shouldn't be a comedy series, but
No,
people are
no.
saying it's just because it's 30 minutes. They put it in that
They put it.
category.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's a tight 30, bud.
it is. It is.
I feel like we should start watching Abbott Elementary.
I know. I think
We
we
should.
need to for the culture.
Yeah. For the culture. Because I mean it's a network show
Mm-hmm.
that's running with the big dogs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be good. It just has to be at this point. There's no other
Yeah.
way to explain it.
Yeah.
It's
You're
like
right.
it must
No,
be
you're
good.
right.
Because you read that list. Are any of those shows on regular TV except Abbott?
No, that was it.
Yeah, yeah. It's on like ABC. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
Now, this is for limited or anthology series.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised with one of these. I think you know what it is. But first up, we have Beef, that
Okay.
Netflix show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dahmer,
Mm-hmm.
Daisy Jones and the Six.
What?
I was
Wow.
surprised seeing that. Yeah.
Wow.
Fleshman is in trouble. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
And then Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But
Come on now.
half of that show was really good.
Was it half?
Yeah.
You give it
Half of
that?
it, yeah. All the Obi-Wan stuff I was cool with.
Well, that could be a compilation of like one episode.
The Reva stuff was like, what is she doing here? Why is she here?
I
Now
know.
all the racist Star Wars fans can go fuck themselves.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the
Pardon my language, but but I'm serious though. Like if you don't know people, like geeks, I've been a geek slash nerd slash whatever since I was born, and I brought my son up in the ways, but there are a lot of racist ass like nerds out there. Like, and when they cast that actress to play the character Reva, she was like a what was she, an Inquisitor, a Sith Inquisitor in Star Wars,
yeah.
and she's black. Like all her criticisms were like racist. Like they weren't like, oh, you're a bad actress. It was like you're black this and it was like madness. Like, are you serious right now? Like in a galaxy far, far away, you're still gonna like just be racist.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy. So anyways, so yeah, I don't think that show's gonna win. But
No, I feel like they ran out of limited series, so
yeah,
they gave it
they were
that.
like, what was that one? What was that one? What was that? The one with the lightsaber stuff. They were like, Mandalorian, no, the other one
No,
with the
no, no.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
The other one. They're like, oh yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
But
that's what
yeah.
happened.
So let's see. You said the fabulous Miss Mavis, or
No,
whatever.
no, no.
No, that
Beef,
wasn't
Beef, Dahmer,
Beef Dahmer. Yeah.
Daisy Jones, and then Fleshman is in the trouble. I don't know. That's
Since we've
not
never
going.
heard of that,
That's
it's
not
not
going.
going to win. But with
Yeah.
our luck, it will win. But it might be Daisy Jones in the Six.
I think it's gonna be Beef.
Wait, can we
That was
rewind for a second? Can we rewind? Because we
yeah.
didn't even talk about Barry. We didn't even mention Barry. We're like the Bears going to win, but
Mm.
but Barry could be a dark horse. Barry could be.
Barry has never won for best comedy series, I don't think, which is a shame. It has one for acting and stuff, but I don't think
Okay.
it's ever won for
Well,
comedy.
you know what? It ain't beating the Bear. It ain't. But anyways,
I don't, which is sad. I mean, I love
yeah,
both shows.
they're both really good
It's just
shows.
very tough.
They get the seal, the Sun and Pop seal. Yeah,
Like
but
for like everything Barry's nominated for, the Bears also nominated for.
yeah, it's just
it's a
like
shame. But Barry has won, like Bill Hader has won before. So I'm like, okay, that's okay. Like people have won for that show before.
Yeah. Okay. So back on the limited series. I'm gonna go ahead and say Daisy Jones in the Six.
You really think?
I know it's surprising that it made it.
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason we're shocked is because we read the book. For people who just watched the show, it was probably their jam. But to those people out here who also read the book, you know what it is.
Yeah.
The
show's enjoyable. It is.
It is.
I mean, I was surprised. Daisy got nominated.
Did she?
So she got nominated, and someone else, I forget, some actress supporting got nominated as well. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Meanwhile, I couldn't stand Daisy Jones.
I know.
I couldn't stand her.
Or you couldn't in the book as well.
They never made her likable. I don't care if she is not a likable character. And they mess with my baby Camilla because
that's who got nominated as well.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I fuck with Camilla. That's a down ass chick right there. For real.
I think Beef's gonna win just because it was really popular and it got the critical praise too.
It did. I mean, the music's good, the acting's good. It's just not the book. But I try
I
to
said
accept.
beef.
Oh, you said beef. Wait, you
Yeah.
said beef?
Yes, Dad.
I didn't watch beef.
You didn't.
Yeah,
It
I
was when it came
remember.
out, it was really
Yeah.
popular.
So is beef a comedy or a drama?
It's both. It's like The Bear, but
Is it
there's more.
dark?
Yeah, it's dark.
Is it? I like that
Yeah, it
actress. I
deals with
like
like
that actress.
depression and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, we've been talking about The Bear, and you know, I think we talked about it in the past couple
Yeah,
episodes,
we have the
but
greatness that is the
it's been
bear.
relevant.
Yeah,
Um,
because the day after our last podcast, the nominations came
the
out, and
nomination and best lead actor,
mhm,
best supporting actor, and supporting actress
they got
for
and
Sydney and Richie.
they got best guest appearance,
Two.
outstanding guest performance. They got two. Who?
Yeah, it was John
Barenthal.
Bernthal and
Uh-huh.
Oliver Platt.
Oh, I swear Oliver Platt got the nom too, because in the first season you
Mm-hmm.
don't see him as much. Yeah, people, you gotta understand something. John Barenthal got an Emmy nomination for 5 minutes of work. Like he showed up and
He
told a
was in the
story.
scene.
Yeah,
He was in
he's
the
in
scene.
a scene.
And
Tells a
then one
story.
shot at the end of the first
Yeah,
season.
yeah, when he just smiles, fuck, and it was so
It
perfect.
was.
It was perfect.
And yeah, he got a
Oh,
nomination.
I don't even like that dude. Like that's the thing. That show has made me like follow him on Instagram. I kid you not, because I didn't like him. He is perfect as Michael.
Oh yeah.
He's like the perfect older brother
Mm-hmm.
that you want to fight, but then you realize, oh no, he actually does care about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And like in season one, and like we said, this is just for season one.
yeah. Season 2 is gonna crush
It's gonna be
everything.
bananas.
Everything. Yes. Oh my gosh.
And it's crazy that I'm surprised it got these nominations just because it came out last June. So a full year.
That shows you how strong. They're
Mm-hmm.
so strong.
I mean, they also got like best directing, best writing for stuff like that. But
I
yeah,
told you.
it got a good bit.
Sergi texted me, said, "Well, just watch half a season of The Bear today." I was like,
Yes,
"Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
what happens." You
Thank
sit
you.
down like, "What they talking about?" Then you're like, "I just watched half the show."
Yeah.
Then you want to feel bad and like wait for somebody to watch it with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you need to watch this. So I'm gonna just pause for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I told you, me and
Um,
your mom watched it in 2 days. I was like, "Babe, I'm gonna wait for you to catch up." Next day I got home from work. She's like, "I'm caught up." I was like, "What?"
you guys did because I
Yeah, it's
think you
2 days.
watched it without me.
Yeah, we watched it in 2 days.
Yeah.
I turned it on as a humbug because I was like, "Oh, I like Lip." Then I was like, "This
Mm-hmm.
show's great. This show's great."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I same. I watched it because I kept seeing the ads on YouTube and I was like, what is this show about? I was
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, I like that actor.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll watch it. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Ended
And
up being
then
great.
ended up being great.
Yeah.
Ended up being great.
And got better
And got
too.
better. Yeah. I told you the trailer for Reservation Dolls came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is
You
my other
did
like
say.
little engine that could like
I feel like
I
it's an
love.
indie. No
Yeah.
one really
That one.
what is
What
Reservoir Dogs?
Reservation Dogs is about about a
Reservation.
group of teenagers that are growing up on an Indian reservation and the shenanigans that they get into, and it's kind of like comedic, but then it has like serious undertones.
Mm-hmm.
It's Taika Waititi and somebody else, and like and it plays around with the culture a little bit. Like the one dude literally talks to spirits, but he's like a teenager. And like
Mm-hmm.
one day, like a spirit talks to him and it shows up and like crazy. He'll be in the bathroom, the spirit will be in the bathroom. Like, what's up? And start talking to him. And he's just like hates it. Like he hates it because he's like, can't really be happening,
Yeah.
And it's just the whole first season is they're dealing with the death of one of their friends. And they're teenagers. They're like 15, 16
Mm-hmm.
years old. And you find out like how he died and like all their different all of them, like it was the one kid's cousin. The one kid kind of had a crush on him, the other one was his best friend, you know what I mean? So you see how their relationships they all had a relationship with this one person in some way, and they were all friends, and just how they deal with the grief and then just life on a reservation. And it's a really good show, you know. It was like that was like my double whammy because I started that and the bear like the same time, so I was like loving life,
Mm-hmm.
but but I had to watch that weekly. Yeah, I had to watch that weekly.
The Bear
But
season one was weekly.
Is that how we? No, but yeah, but I'm saying we
Oh
watch,
yeah,
but we
yeah.
watched the
Oh.
Reservation Dogs. I watched it weekly on
Mhm.
Hulu. And season 2, I watched it weekly on Hulu because I just was really like wanting to get home to watch it. It was a good show. Season 2 was even better, and season 3 is the final season, which I am a fan of telling stories and being done. Like, please tell me a complete story, and I will love you, and I will watch the next thing you make, as
Mhm.
opposed to just dragging the story out for 11 seasons and it's the same shit, and people I don't know, can't take it. But anyways,
But that's just because of money,
that's just
getting
because
more
of money.
money.
But
Yeah.
I thank you for the craftsmen who like just they make a good thing and they say, hey, come back and see the next thing I make. I'll do that. I'll watch 3 more seasons of something you make because you gave me 3 good ones last time.
Mhm.
But that's just me. Um, so yeah, Reservation Dogs. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
I'm gonna say some snubs, things
Mm.
I feel like got snubbed. A big one for me is Sarah Goldberg, who played Sally on Barry,
Yes.
did not
Yes.
get a nomination.
Has she ever been nominated?
She has for like season 2, I think one time. Yeah,
That's crazy because
I know I
why?
think every season she should have got
Yeah, she was.
one. Yeah.
Oh, but I hated her from the second, third episode. I hated her, and it never stopped. I
Hmm.
mean, it would ebb a little bit, but it never stopped.
Yeah.
Like that scene in the final season in the bathroom with the guy. You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, wow. Like I was like, there's a lot going on with this girl.
Yeah, just that scene
Like
alone
just
should.
that scene, like yeah, could get her nominated.
Hmm.
Like it was believable. She went through about 5 different emotions. Like, mm. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's a snub. That's definitely a
Big
snub.
snub, big snub. And then another one, uh, for House of the Dragon. These people, it didn't get any acting nominations. I really felt like King Viserys should have got nominated.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then the two actresses who played the adults, Queen Rhaenyra and Queen Alicent Hightower, the two adults. I mean,
Um.
because Queen Rhaenyra, the whole birthing scene, remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Their introduction to
Yeah.
the show, and then Alison
Yeah.
Hightower, I just felt like had so many scenes.
Yeah. She was good. I I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna call those two a snub. I can see where they could have got nominated, but I'm not like, that's fucked up. I'm like, yeah, they were really good.
I think they
But but
deserved a
but
nomination.
King Viserys though,
That's that's a
that's a
shame.
snub. That's a
Yeah.
snub. That's a snub. Like just the scene, his final scenes, that
Mm-hmm.
last episode where he's weak and then he's strong and then he's weak and then he's
Yeah.
dead. Like it's like,
Yeah, just like that whole
yeah,
episode. I mean,
God, bro,
I think people forgot. I'm just
man.
like, and he's
I
on the
mean,
deathbed. Like, there's so
yeah,
many moments in that
that
episode.
that episode when he gets strong in that episode, I really like that. He had to remind him
Hmm.
he was king. Like
Yeah, yeah.
motherfucker, took his
That show
face
was
off.
good.
He took his face off. I was like, oh, that motherfucker's a
Hmm.
G. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I ain't gonna lie though. I forgot about that show until I saw the nominations, and I was like, oh yeah.
Me too. Me
I was
too.
like, oh yeah, that show was out,
It
and
was
it was
last
good.
year.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Wow.
then my last snub,
Okay.
season 4 of Atlanta only got nominated for best cinematography.
That's insane because they like love that show, and that was season was so. I'm still honestly, I still think about the season finale, series finale. I still think about that episode. Like I still go, was it a dream? Like like
Yeah.
was he still in the tank? Because
Yeah, you don't know.
you literally don't know. Like it's
Hmm.
like I'm like, there were so many good episodes in that. What that show became, it,
It's historical. I mean, it's crazy how
yeah,
they just take, like, every time I'm watching an episode of that show, I just think, how did they come up with this?
yes,
It's like,
buddy.
what was your thought process? Like, you're very creative.
buddy, me and your mom were just at Home Depot, right? And we look over at Popeyes, and you know how the sign at Popeyes fell over and landed on a car, which you said it. Does Popeyes intentionally like open in the most ratchet places in the world? Like Popeyes, yeah, I'm saying it. Popeyes chicken, just like I don't understand it. To those of you who don't know, the Popeye chicken in our town, the drive-through sign fell on a car months ago. It just fell on the car. It was in the news. I was like, what are you talking about? You're in the drive-through ordering your chicken, and the thing just was like, bam, right? It crushes the car. Buddy, the sign is still laying there. It's caution taped. That was like 2 months. Was that 2 months ago? So
You know better than me.
your mom goes, babe, you can't even order food because the fucking menu's on the side.
Wait, it's still down?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The
Wait,
sign
they didn't lift it up?
it's still laying on the ground with caution tape around it. But you can drive by it to get to the microphone. But you don't know what you can order because the sign fell over. Like, so it's just so ratchet. So, anyways,
You gotta be a Popeyes fan through
know.
and through just
like,
to know what you
you're
want.
like, I want a 5-piece.
I want number 7.
You want a number 7 with the
Off the top of your dome.
with the Mardi Gras mustard and, and a sweet tea. But like, come on.
Is that your order that you just said?
No. So anyways, so your mom's saying that, and I'm like, you're fucking right, babe. And you know, my first thought was the episode of Atlanta when that sushi shop opened across the street from Popeyes, and the whole thing was like a joke. That was the final episode. Remember? And they were talking shit about it. And then the guy who owned it came out and schooled him on a bunch of stuff. And I was like, this show is so good. Like, just like on comedy, on the culture, you know, and just like, because it went from a show about a guy trying to become a rapper and his cousin trying to be his manager. And it was still making a commentary on things. But then by the time it was over, it was just like, here, people. It was like kind of like how Boondocks was. Like, look at yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's what I feel like. Like, hey, look at yourself.
And I still say like the show is so smart about how it goes about it that not everyone's gonna appreciate it. They'll be like, yeah, I didn't think it was that funny. But it's like, well, you have to look at like what it's saying, how it's saying it.
Yes.
You know, just how it's approaching it.
Hey, that show like saved Cat Williams' career just from one episode when he was Alligator Man. So I was like, oh my god, it's Cat Williams, and he got a pet alligator. And then he ran for the police.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, oh my god. Me and your mom were watching Cat Williams skits the other night, and he told a joke about all the times he'd been in jail. He said, I've been arrested so many times. He said, they don't even take my picture. They just open a photo album and they're like, pick one. They're like, pick one. And I was like, oh my God, that's true.
Wow.
Because he just like, he still talks shit. He's like, look, he's like, they tried to ruin me because I was telling the truth. And I'm still here, so I'm just going to keep telling the truth. I'm like, this dude, brave man, that Cat Williams. So, you know, I have one of Donald Glover or Charles Gambino. I have one of his songs on my like workout list. That Flight of the Navigator.
That's on your workout list?
Yeah, my workout list is crazy because it'll be like, you know, shit that hits hard, but then it'll hit like shit that hits kind of deep. You know what I mean? And he has that Flight of the Navigator song. I think it's supposedly it's about when his uncle died, but it's just it's a really good song. And I'm not going to sing it, but it's a really good song. It's a really good song. It came actually because I play that when I'm like cutting grass and stuff too. It came on when I was cutting grass. Yeah.
It is a good song.
Yeah. And you know, I just discovered it like probably like last year. You know, I was like, geez, this song's good. But yeah. Yep. Did you hear Two Summer from Cole? The Summer Walker and J. Cole song?
No.
Oh,
is
please.
It new?
It's probably a month old now. Please listen to it. It's only like 2 minutes long, 2.5 minutes long. It's just her.
What's it called?
It's called Two Summer from Cole. And it's a letter. It's a letter to her from him. And he just does what he does as one of the best MCs alive right now. And she like sings like this hook. And it's like, it was funny because I was at work and I asked my man Cazell about it and he hadn't heard it. and then like he always plays the radio. He always picks the music. And then like
Mm-hmm.
probably a week later, we were working together, and I heard the beat drop, and I looked and he said, "There it is," and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "This song is the truth. Like it's the truth." Yeah, "To Summer from Cole." So yeah, that's my recommendation to you, son.
I will check it out.
Yeah, you know your mom went to see Post Malone this week.
Oh, I meant to ask how that was.
She enjoyed it. She came busting in at like to like 1 in the morning. I was just
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, well,
That late.
Star, like you ain't getting out the parking lot for an hour.
Mm-mm.
So, but she had a good time. She had a good time, she said. I was just glad to see her go do something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So she had a good time. I was like, but I could be in like, you're going to see Post Malone. Like nothing against Post Malone, but that is literally
Dad, you
your
like a
mom.
good bit of his songs.
I like I like oh, I fall apart. But I just started liking that song when I drove to California, literally. And I like, what's that one? Candy paint with the
Candy Paint.
yeah, candy paint. And I like sunflower. Yeah,
You
those
like
are the only,
Sunflower? I feel like there was the one I played while we were driving you liked.
you played fall apart.
And then I feel like you like hot sauce on my chicken.
That's not Post Malone.
Yeah, huh? That's his song. That's Post Malone.
Which
21's
one was
featured on it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hot sauce on
Yeah.
my chicken. What's the name of that song?
I think it's Rockstar.
Really? I like
Yeah.
hot sauce on my chicken. Yeah. Well, I mean, it just was funny that your mom wanted to see him because, as I've said before, we could take your mother to see anyone in concert, and
Hmm.
she immediately becomes the biggest fan. But she'll actually admit that now. She's like, I don't got no songs. She's like, she just
Oh
goes
yeah.
and just has a good time. Like she will just go and just start screaming, and like it's like you don't even know the words. You're just screaming top of your
Hmm.
lungs. Like it's just funny that she just like truly like she's like a concert goer. Like if your mom was like, I'm gonna go to a concert this week, I'd be like, go, like just go, like because she's just like a fan
Hmm.
for
Post
real.
Malone was random.
Yeah, I'm super random,
It was random.
super random. Like just funny. It was just funny.
Hmm.
It was like they're like five deep. I was like, it's just funny. Now your sisters want to see like Wiz and Snoop. So I'm
Oh
just like,
yeah, she did tell me.
I'm like, oh, just be careful.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just the puff of smoke going there.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah,
whole point of the
yeah,
concert.
yeah, yeah. Her and Ashley and Andrew and somebody. I'm like, oh boy,
Man, be
oh boy.
safe.
Yeah, um, yeah. So we'll see.
Okay. In
Yeah.
other news,
Anyway, yeah. Another news. Sorry, we
the
digress.
last news I have, the latest casting for the Superman Legacy, James Gunn's
Yes,
Superman
yes.
movie.
I wanted to talk about this. So go ahead.
Okay, for those listening, Superman Legacy, I think it's coming out July 2025.
Not now, baby.
No, no, it's gonna
Yeah.
get pushed back, but
Hmm.
we'll hope it's 2025. The first movie to actually, I don't even know, but it's gonna be the first Superman movie of James Gunn's universe.
Hmm.
They casted a couple heroes in it. So Isabella Merced, I want to say,
Yeah.
she's casted as Hawkgirl. She was Dora in the Dora movie. If you don't know
Oh,
her, that's who it
okay.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have um Eddie Gathegi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gathegi.
I'll take it.
Uh,
I'll take it.
he was in The Harder They Fall.
He was also
Um,
in X-Men First Class.
yes, he was in that. He's
Hmm.
Mr. Terrific.
Yes, he is the eighth smartest man in the
Uh,
DC universe.
I was gonna say,
I
can you
love I
explain
love
Mr.
I
Terrific? Because
love
I
Mr.
know
Terrific.
nothing.
Mr. Terrific was like he's like a super genius. He's like the eighth smartest person in the DC universe or something like that. Maybe the fourth. I don't know. He's a also the decathlete. You know, he's like basically like Batman without like the angst. He just like he's had some tragedy, but he's still like his whole thing is fair play. You know what I mean? He uses his super technology to do stuff, and he's invisible to machinery. He was like cameras can't pick him up and stuff like that. Yeah,
So
he's
he's
just
just like a regular guy
he's a
that's
regular guy
smart
that's like
and
that's
invisible.
smart and athletic and invisible in machines, and he has super like these little spheres he invented that can do all kind of shit. And
Mm.
and his jacket's dope. You know, I'm not a cosplay dude, but if I had a Mr. Terrific jacket, real talk, I'd rock that. His jacket's dope. His jacket's dope. Like I've seen him online. Like I should buy that. Like
I'll
it's
have to
just
look it up.
yeah. I'm a big fan of his character design because he just paints a black T on his face, and he's black, and he's just dope.
Hmm.
You can continue with the casting, and then I'm gonna talk some more about Mr. Terrific because it's kind of important to the casting.
Okay. And then we have Anthony Carrigan. He was NoHo Hank
No
and
ho
Barry,
Hank, no ho
and
Hank.
and he was Victor Saz in the Gotham show. But
Yes.
he's got casted as Metamorpho. Who's Metamorpho? Because I
Okay.
know very little.
I'm a fan of Metamorpho. I
Mm-hmm.
had like one really cool issue where Metamorpho got to do his thing. Picture Indiana Jones, right? Picture Indiana Jones
Okay.
raids the fucking temple, picks up a gem, and gets these elemental powers, right? But no, picture Indiana Jones, but not as smart. Like, cause you know, Indy's like a professor.
Mm-hmm.
Metamorpho is not a professor. He's just an adventurer, right?
Okay.
So he gets these elemental powers, but they're only his body. Like he can turn his body into like any element. Like he can turn his fist into lead. He can turn his hand into gold. He can turn himself into gas, like into like whatever oxygen or nitrogen or you know what I mean. Then reform himself. So he's an elemental. It's really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that limits him is that he's not very, very smart. Like he got in a fight with Green Lantern one time, and he just was like Green Lantern was, and he started off like it was like a 3-panel fight. It was Guy Gardner, ironically, who you're going to bring up next. Um, and I remember reading it because Guy Gardner tried to like capture him, and he like turned into gas. So he put him in a jar. He turned into something else, and then then Metamorpho just turned into gold, which is yellow. And Guy Gardner was like, shit. And he was like, yeah. And Metamorpho was like, yeah, because you know, Green Lantern's weakness is yellow. So
Yeah.
he just beats the brakes off him. And he's like, you're lucky I turned into gold. He's like, because pure gold is actually a soft metal.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and then he says, if I had to choose, and he says some other yellow element, he's like, I'd have killed you. But he just like whoops his ass. And
Mm-hmm.
luckily I'm not very smart. And I think that's funny because he could do probably just about anything, but he's not smart enough
Mm.
to do it. And he knows it.
He'll probably be good as him.
No, Hank. But
Yeah,
I
he's probably
don't
gonna put a NoHo Hank
yeah, that's what
feel
it's not
to
he's not
it.
going to be. I don't see him playing the adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that being his backstory. I see it being more, I don't know, curator, like
Some
something like
James
that,
Gunn thing
like a curator. But see, now go like, and so what? Nathan Fillion,
is yeah playing Green Lantern, Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner, the obnoxious, you know, over the top Green Lantern that everybody loves to hate. But I really feel like that's a James Gunn casting, and you know what I mean by that. You know how he always has those random castings that are only going to be in like 3 scenes. I don't feel like Nathan Fillion is going to be a big part of that story.
Oh no, no.
It's he's just going to be, but
I
I
feel like
feel
for
like
all of these heroes are gonna be like that.
well, Mr. Terrific will be relevant for the modern DCU.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Girl, Metamorpho. I feel like might be another one of those James Gunn castings, even though I'd like to see him get a little bit more to do. But does you know how like not Guardians, how Suicide Squad starts out?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. That's where we're going to see those guys. Not Hot Girl, probably not Mr. Terrific, but maybe Guy Gardner and definitely Metamorpho are going to be like early stuff. But this is what's funny. So this is what I wanted to talk about. So
Comic book corner.
comic book corner, baby. So a few years ago, DC got this bright idea, DC Comics, to steal ideas from Marvel blatantly. And they launched 4 books that were basically like Marvel comics, but with different names. Like they had this one character, they called him Sideways, and he was basically Spider-Man. And and they had writers that had wanted to write those characters for Marvel, but Marvel wouldn't let them, so they came to
Mm-hmm.
DC and DC. So one of the books they had was written by Jeff Lemire, and Jeff Lemire had always wanted to write the Fantastic Four, but Marvel wouldn't let him. So DC hired him to write a book called The Terrifics. And the members of the Terrifics were Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, um, Plastic Man, and Phantom Girl. Now, Mr. Terrific was obviously the fantastic Mr. Fantastic, the smart guy that was in charge. Metamorpho was like the thing of the team. I don't know if they brought in Hawk Girl instead of bringing in Phantom Girl. I don't know, but because of that casting, I'm on eBay just like, oh, Terrifics. That was a good book. I should have kept reading that. I can probably snatch those for $2. Nope, not anymore.
It's
Because
crazy.
and it's literally saying the Terrifics, James Gunn, fire. Like and like that's the type of stuff on like the and I'm like, oh my God, like everybody's speculating on this book that came and went because they got canceled after like 6 issues because nobody was reading it.
Oh
You
wow.
know, yeah, because they did one that was like kind of a knockoff of the Hulk. I mean, people read Spider-Man to read Spider-Man. They're not going to read like the knockoff of Spider-Man. It's just so I mean, and Jeff Lemire's a good writer, and it wasn't a bad book from what I'm told. It just it just didn't find its audience. But now, because of the casting and Superman Legacy, the book's hot. They're hot again. And I'm just like killing me. I just want to read them. I just want to read them because
Yeah.
just because. But yeah. So we'll see what
So
James Gunn does.
he'll do his James Gunn making characters that we have no idea about lovable.
Yeah, I hope. I really do hope. I don't think we'll ever love anybody like we love Rocket, but
You never know.
you never
Crypto.
know. Crypto. Yeah.
If he
I
puts
mean,
crypto in it, oh man.
but James Gunn could do it and pull it off. He
Mm-hmm.
could. I really feel like he could, but we'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see. And this is probably the last casting we'll see in a couple months.
Oh, it's gonna be bleak. We're gonna be hurting for news.
Oh yeah, I
We'll
know.
be prepared for a lot of the strike.
Be
The
prepared for a
strike.
lot of I don't even
Mhm.
know,
comic book
life.
comic book and anime and slice of life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Hollywood is closed.
Mm-hmm.
It's closed. Like last week we were like geeking out about Wolverine and Deadpool, and this week that set shut down.
Yeah.
Like they are closed for business.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But hey, union strong, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess one thing I did want to bring up I forgot was, people think these big names, $1 million deals with that, but I don't think they realize the average person that's like
that's
in the
right.
background and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
That's who this is really
yeah, this is
looking
who it's really about. Like
at.
I saw a writer talking, and he said, we're middle class people,
Mm-hmm.
and even like actors, you got to figure there are actors who just like make a living. They
Yeah.
pay their bills, they have a car note, they have a mortgage. Not everybody's a super mega star, obviously. So yeah, you're right. Like these aren't just millionaires complaining. These are regular people, and it's just their
Mm-hmm.
job. It's like their
Yeah.
job. So
Yeah.
and they deserve to be compensated for their work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always on the fence about, you know, what's the word, work for hire as opposed to like residuals. I ain't gonna lie. Like I've talked about, Superman's creators' families have been compensated 3 times, you know. And at some point it's like, look, bro, like I know what you want. You want a piece of Superman, but you're not going to actually ever get a piece of it. So every generation that's taken DC to court and sued them for more money because my granddad created Superman, or my dad created Superman, or I created Superman, and they've been compensated 3 times. But the last time the judge was like, "That's it." like I'm sorry we
Mm-hmm.
keep giving us these huge chunks of change and you don't know what to do with it. So on that hand, I get it, but then on the other hand, it's like I don't know, like, mm, if it's negotiated that I'll be able to get paid, I should be able to be fairly paid, fairly
Mm-hmm.
compensated. It's just so negotiate it and make it happen. I think. I guess. I guess that's how I feel. I think they should be compensated. I think they should be protected because you can't count on um board members to have your best interest in mind.
To
Yeah.
be good human beings.
Yeah, and to be ethical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if they could, like, I mean, not to something messed up, but George Lucas said his least favorite part of the process was the actors. Like,
Well, he's also a robot.
that's true. So
He is
AI's
a
where AI's like, he's like, what's wrong with the AI? I
yeah.
think that's part of the thing. AI is the greatest invention. Like, dude, no, it's not. You know, and it's crazy, but we shall see. We shall see. Well, all I know is that this time next week we'll be
Oh.
at Comic-Con,
Mm-hmm.
spending all the money, interviewing all the people, taking all the pictures.
Yeah, it's our Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
it is. And so people be ready. We will have footage for you.
Yeah, be
You
ready for
know.
the spam.
Yeah, because we're going to Comic-Con, bitches. They're not
Mm-hmm.
ready. They're not ready for the culture.
They are
So
not. Yeah, so by this time
yeah,
next week, yeah, we'll be there. Or whenever
we'll be
you're
there.
listening to this,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will have already have happened,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Which is just crazy. It's
Mm-hmm.
just crazy. But I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you again. Just
Mm-hmm.
saw you, which is just crazy in itself. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. And what happens at Comic Con stays at Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bud.
Be sure to check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Sun and Pops Culture to see more of us, which we know you want to.
We know you want more. And if you
Mm-hmm.
happen to bump into Seminy Cricket, please tell her next week. Next week. We promise to ask that question. Maybe to someone at Comic Con. So so
Yeah,
so
we promise
yeah,
eventually. You just
eventually.
time's tight.
It's yeah, Father Time is undefeated. So
Yeah.
yeah. But until next week, people, he's Son.
He's Pop.
Bitch on your stony, I
And
do
thanks for
it I
listening.
want. Candy paint with the white on top. Lambo